what one guy told me. He says, Swami, I pray for 3 hours. Is that good? If he spends 2-3 hours praying, that means he's not doing anything else. The other stuff doing. So you can't pray too much. If you pray too much, it's no good. That means you're not conducting your duties. So 15 minutes of prayer is very, very important every day. Unless, if you're going too deep, that means you get into the other side too quick. So too much prayer cannot help you. Right? And the shopping and the cooking, well, the cooking and so is all optional, but if you allocate your time properly to spend time with yourself, spend time realizing who you are. For example, in meditation, which is meditation that I recommend, I don't say blank your mind, because you can't blank your mind. If you can blank your mind, I'll give you a prize for that, but you really can't. You can only think all the time. Your mind has to think all the time. But meditation is a way, sit down for 15-20 minutes in a day and think about your life in the present situation that you are in. Right? And now when you think about that and you make a request, things happen. Everything has a timing also. But if you don't connect with the universe, you'll never get your desires fulfilled. In other words, you want a Mercedes-Benz, you want a house, you want a family, you want to be married, you want to have a husband, you want to have a wife or children, whatever. Whatever you're asking for will not connect unless you sit down, connect with, become the transmitter. Become a transmitter and let the universe become the receiver and transmit that desire, the energy. And then do the good things every day that will make you feel better. Like don't go listen to some kind of crazy rock music if it doesn't make you happy, if it doesn't make you feel good, right? Or listen to gossip or negative things. If you listen to gossip is one of the worst things to do, then that will also make you get negative energy. You know, if somebody's criticizing you, then walk away from that. So all the negative energies will come to you. Walk the path, right? Now, if you are tested in your path, because some people are going to say, well, Swami says everything is smooth, but everything is not smooth with me. Right? Well, why is not smooth with you? And that's where the life code comes in. Now, if you're running a 6 or a 9 here, you're going to be tested. These tests come. In fact, in the last 6 months, you know, every Sunday, I had a 6 or a 9. I was running a 6 and a 9 in the last 6 months. Every time I did the meditation. Somehow the Sundays fell on 6 and 9, so not for me. But you don't see me, I worry about it. But you always see me the same, calm and everything. I deal with it. Because it's part of your karma. So if you're running a 6 or a 9 year, you have to accept all tests and all things that happen to you. And guess what happens in the 1 year now? When you finish that 6 or 9 year and then you go to the 7 or the 1, what happens? All the things that you worried about now changed. Right? So when the girl calls me and says, well, the guy didn't come yet, that means that she's totally out of tune. But if the guy did come, it will be destructive, isn't it? Because there's a timing for everything in your life. Like, you know, I would get a couple, for example, who were the husband left the wife for another woman. So she comes in and says, Swami, what's going to happen? I said, well, the guy is going to come back. But he should not come back until after August. Right? Now, if it's a 9-year, that's what I would say. Right? But if the guy comes back before, I'll be worried. Why? Because the cycle is broken. He was supposed to leave and not come back until August. So when he comes earlier now, which she probably encouraged it, then he comes out of time. So now everything changes again. Cycle changes. So we all go in cycles. Right? So there's a time, there's only certain time you can meet the guy, or you can meet the girl, or at certain times only you can marry her, or marry him. I had an interesting example case. Those who know the life coach, most of you know the life coach here, but some new ones. The guy was an 8, and he was married to his wife, which is a 7. So that would give you a 6, right? His mother-in-law was also a 7, so that would give him another 6. And then his daughter, who was born like a few years ago, she's about 12 or so, she also is a 7. So now what do you get? You get 6, 6, 6. Guess what happened? He died. Right? Because he was an 8, the girl is a 7, the wife is a 7, the mother-in-law is a 7, and his daughter is a 7. So when you add it up, you get 6, 6, 6 on each one. And he died. So when he died, he also took the brother. He took the mother and the brother with him afterwards. So the mother died afterwards, the girl's mother, his mother-in-law, and his brother-in-law, who also was a 7. So they formed a 6. And then later on, the lady who was a 7, after her husband died, decided to get married. When she got married, the second guy died also. So that tells me now that she is carrying the planet of death in her life.
But why? So because of her, or because of the unity of her husband? Or?
Well, nobody really checked with any swamis or anything like that to get married. I mean, all these things are supposed to be checked. Okay. So now, again, they weren't praying. So that's a big factor. Because had they been praying, maybe it would have been helped. But then the boyfriend, the guy who's seeing her now, brought her. And I told him that if she gets married, she's going to die too. So I couldn't stop. I stopped it. I stopped the marriage. So there you go again. It's timing. When he got married, when they got married, it was a wrong year. And when he died in a 9-year also, which is 1999. He died. So he's an 8. So again, you see the numbers, how they work out. So that was an interesting case. I think I'm going to put that in my book, and how that happened. So again, you see, timing is very important of how and when you do it. So somebody says, well, Swami, you told me I'm going to get some money soon. What happened? The money didn't come. Well, I mean, the time is not right. But meanwhile, while you're waiting, you do your prayers. You do your connections, right? To make sure that it comes. Right? So it doesn't get disturbed or distracted. Right? Because like I said, when you move into a place and you move in the wrong time, I'll tell you, move out back and move in back again. Right? Then it will work out very nice.
The concept of timing is so important that after you understand that, you stop seeing problems as problems.
Right. Very good point. That's good. I really glad you shared that, because that's how I see it. But when I'm passing through a bad time or a bad day, I see that as part of the time. Right? And I said, oh, the universe wants me to pay. I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay. Because I know I'm going to get paid back. I'm going to get rewarded back by the universe. So that's why, you know, and it always happens, especially with the pujas. And let's say I set up a prayer to do. I have to go do some prayer at someone's house. Oh, but if that person is negative, there's so many obstacles that I have to face to get there. Things started going wrong from the day before. Right? Then the traffic comes in. Then you can't get them on the telephone. Then you can't get them in time. And so all the obstacles. So when I see that, two things I think of. I said, oh, the universe is opposing it, right? So I have to fight. And the fact that the universe is opposing means that the result will be excellent after the prayers. So I will know that the prayer will be fulfilled once I see the opposition. So again, when you see all of this problems coming and the opposition coming, you know that there's good things up ahead. It's a good point that Marcella made, that the problems now become part of the time.
Then it takes a Swami to teach you that, because we don't consider that.
Right. Well, the Swamis would teach you that, yes. Because people don't think about that, they're in the problem. Yeah. So the whole idea is that we're going to be doing a special thing, a book on the Guru, but it says that the devotee finds the Guru never finds the devotee. Gurus don't look for devotee. The devotee finds the Guru. You find the teacher. Because you are looking, you are the one searching to find yourself. So that's why it's very important. So again, one part of prayer is also that you have to do things. Like the greatest part of prayer is doing things, which you call action, karma. If you give food, for example, that's good karma. That's a big prayer. If you make food and you please feed 100 people, that's good karma. Feeding the homeless is very good karma, right? For bringing money and wealth and so on. That's real prayer. Real prayer is when you do these things that will benefit the world. Now, you can know from the way you look around, you'll see what happens to people who owns a liquor store, right? They become very unhappy, the husband and wife separates, the children start to get separated. Liquor store owners suffer because that's what they are doing is against the universe. So that's why they'll suffer. Bar owners and so on. You'll find that they suffer a lot of problems in love life. Right? Because of what they're doing. So again, the kind of things that you do must benefit the world, must benefit people. And that's what prayer, true prayer is about. Right? Don't hesitate to do things.